What's going on, everybody? David here from Bluckers Videos and Toys, and today we are going to be checking out the Honky Tonk Man from the WWE Superstars line by Mattel. Now, before we get started, I want to give a big shout out to my boy Justin Kronk, who's a fellow toy collector and a friend of mine, for finding this for me and picking this up. And I could never find this guy in a while, never. And if I did, I probably seen him once, and then he was gone. And when Series 1 and 2 of the Superstars line came out, I wasn't interested or all in on it. It wasn't until Series 3 when I first started to be interested in it. And I think the first two I picked up was Papa Shango and Mankind. And then I think later on Ultimate Warrior, because I think Series 1 was all over the place. But I could never find Series 2 because I was interested in maybe getting Hall and Nash at the time. And but only ones that was out from Series 2 that I saw all over the place was Ultimate Warrior. So he had his own case and everybody else was together, you know. But so it was very difficult to kind of find certain things. That's one of the reasons why I wasn't interested or all in on the line, because I could never find it. Still, to this day, still can't find anything. And I got like a ton of them now. And so by the time I got around to collecting these like full time, Series 3, and currently at the time of this recording, and probably still today, they still clogging the shelves. Not as bad as they used to, because you can still find Mankind, Papa Shango, and Ted DiBiase all over the place. But everybody else has pretty much been cleared out, like the Undertakers and the Ultimate Warriors and a few of the rest of the Series 3. And I think I was able to pick up the rest of Series 1 towards the end on clearance. How wild is that? But I could never find a Honky Tonk Man. So I was always searching eBay and stuff like that, and never could find anything reasonable, or never could find them out in the wild. But but my friend Justin Kronk came in the clutch for me, messaged me and said, "Hey, you still need it?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I do." So he picked it up. So again, thank you, Justin, for being able to pick this Honky Tonk Man up for me. Greatly appreciate it. All right, so on to the review. I really do like this figure. I like the outfit and everything. The only thing that sucks about the cloth goods on these figures is they're really thin and you can see through them. And, it's not very good material. And they could probably easily fray and tear if you use it a lot. So, probably just going to be displaying him like this. But we'll take the attire off so that we can check out the gear that he has on underneath his cloth goods. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and move aside Honky. We're going to take a look at some of his accessories. So this is the guitar that he comes with, and this is a reusable of the breakaway guitar. I don't remember what figure or elite figure that came with this, and so I couldn't tell you. And but yeah, it's one of the breakaway guitars where you could hit somebody with, and it is actually pretty good that they actually reused this and added to this figure, because Honky's been known to smash guitar over people's head every once in a while. Not a lot. He wasn't as notorious as Jeff Jarrett was with the slapnuts gimmick that he did back in the WCW in early, or not, I wouldn't say early, but the gimmick that he used in WCW, he kind of started it towards the end of his WWE run before he jumped to WCW full time. I'm not counting the Four Horsemen Jarrett, when he was there for like a year and then came back, and then that's when he started had shorter hair and stuff like that. But anyways, I'm getting off track. But yeah, so this is pretty cool. So it just breaks apart and everything. So here's all the features and stuff. So you could use it like that. But yeah, that's the guitar, and then it comes with a bunch of hands. We don't need to open it or anything. I like the gripping hands. So you get a couple of fisted hands and then open palm hands. So I don't have any use to put or swap out hands with on the one that Honky has that he came with. So just creeping hands is fine with me. Alright, so let's go ahead and set the accessories aside. And of course, you know, if you know your wrestling history, Honky was, until Gunther, current WWE superstar, broke his Intercontinental Championship record for the longest reign. So back then, Honky Tonk Man was the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion for many, many years, until Gunther was able to dethrone him. So, anyways, really good likeness to him. You know, even though it's cartoonish, most of these figures, you know, they're not going to be exactly on point as far as as far as the likeness goes. They're going to have more of a cartoony look, which is fine. You know, these aren't elites or ultimates or anything like that. These are just retro style 5.5 He-Man style figures. You know, pretty much based off the Origins line that Mattel is doing, and so. Because originally, these figures were started off as the Masters of the WWE Universe, and of course, it was a mashup between He-Man style, He-Man. What am I saying? It was a mashup between He-Man and the Masters of the Universe and WWE Superstars. So, of course, they took after the Origin style bodies, and they mashed them up with like Triple H and Skeletor, John Cena and He-Man, and so forth. You get the picture. So, I guess once that line started to wind down, or it started dying, I guess, people weren't interested in buying those kind of figures anymore, which kind of sucked, because I wish they would have flushed out at least the last wave or series, and maybe one more to finish out, because they still had some characters and wrestlers that they could have matched up with. But that can be a topic for another day. But anyways, and so they just decided to just continue on with the same style bodies, but was just past Superstars. And I think the only present, well, he's not present anymore, rest in peace, but I think the only present Superstar that they did, as far as for this line goes, was Bray Wyatt. And I think maybe The Rock, but that was like Attitude Era Rock. And so now they just focus on the golden era of wrestling, of the WWF, and so Honky's one of them. But anyways, I'm just rambling, wasting time. But anyways, so like I said, I do like his attire, but like the only thing is, it's just really thin. You know, this is a little bit more thicker than the Ric Flair robe, and but I think the only problem is that this might loosen up over time, the stitching, and it might fray out. So you have to be real careful. You know, if you're one of those collectors, you know, that like to display them different ways, you know, you might want to be careful. Sometimes some people just display them in the gear with the wrestling gear on only, and leave out the cloth goods, or, you know, others just like to display them with the cloth goods. But like I said, I'm just going to display mine with the cloth goods, unless if I just happen to see one on the secondary market that's just without the cloth goods only, I'll just probably pick that up too. So I could have them with and without. You know, nothing wrong with that. So, but the attire is really good. I really do like it. You know, I don't ever recall him wearing this specific attire. I just don't remember. You know, but it does look good on him, and I like the coloration and the design that he wore. What I'm really surprised is that instead of all this different patterning that they have currently on this thing, they didn't use no music notes, you know, because he had a lot of music notes throughout his attire before he took it off to wrestle, you know, because this is what he walked to the ring in, and then his little Elvis gear, his Elvis suit But anyways, so let's go ahead and take this off very carefully, and then we'll just check out what kind of ring gear he's got underneath. One thing I was not expecting underneath was this. I didn't know that he had a tie or a ribbon around his neck. Well, it makes sense. I just thought it was just part of the gear or whatnot. But anyways, nonetheless, we'll just go ahead and finish taking this off carefully. Alright, so was able to finally get the gear off, and my apologies if you hear noise in the background. It's my neighbor doing yard work. And but anyways, like I said, just be careful when you're taking this off if you want to display Honky without it on. And also be careful because of the dye on this thing can rub off. So if you notice here, there's a little bit of that red dye from the jumpsuit, and so just beware of that. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, either just be careful when you do this, because I don't think I would want to do this a whole lot, maybe a few times. But over time, I could tell that, you know, where the stitching is and everything, it will come loose. You know, the more you take it on and off. And the best way to do that is just take the hands off and then his head, so that way you can be able to get it on and off a lot easier, you know, because there really isn't a good way to do this, so you could tell. And so yeah, just be careful and mindful of it. And so here's this little scarf that he comes with. So anyways, so this is the main figure of Honky, and like I said, very good likeness to it, very good head sculpt. I really like that. It's probably one of the better head sculpts that looks more like the person than some of the others. But you could tell that's right off the bat, that's Honky Tonk Man. And also, you know, this is his ring gear that he wore, and that light blue with the red notes. And on the side of it, it's got the 3 guitars on that side and 3 guitars on that side. And then on the back, you know, it says Memphis, and it's got the 2 notes on the side of the lettering. And then, you know, it's got the white boots, and like I said, there's that little bit of red dye there on the side of the boots there because of the jumpsuit. And but that's about it. So as far as articulation goes, this is your basic origin style figure, you know, buck, should I say. So, you know, you got a ball and hinge on the head, and then you have the arms forwards, ball and hinge on the arms, and then you got a single elbow joint there, and of course, you know, the hinge right there at the wrist, and then you got the waist swivel. Then, of course, you got the articulation there at the legs. You know, got the hinge right there at the legs. And then you got the single knee joint right there. And then you got the ankle, well, not the ankle, but the boot cut right there. So you can go left and right. And then you got the hinge at the ankle. You go forwards and backwards, and then side to side. So, and that's Honky. So let's go ahead and put this thing back on, and then we'll do a comparison. Alright, so here is the only comparison that we're going to be doing, and because it's the only other Honky I have in my collection. So here is the WWF Hasbro Honky Tonk Man, and unfortunately I do not have the guitar for him. I do need to find one so I can add it to him, so I can have him for display. And so, but yeah, that is the original WWF Hasbro Honky Tonk Man. So these are the only 2 I have in my collection, the only 2 that I need in my collection. I don't need any other Honky Man. So just the vintage and the current retro style origins Honky Tonk Man, excuse me, is just fine with me. So Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video as much as I did filming it. And apologies for the noise in the background. The neighbor is doing yard work and such, but I mean, it is what it is. Anyways, let me comment down below. Let me know what you think of this. And don't forget, where's the wisdom? Buy what you love and not what you like. Because if you buy what you like, you will always end up getting rid of it. And I will catch y'all later.